what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Shadow Archives. My name is Theo, and today I'm jumping into my spoiler-free-ish review of Osgood Perkins' new movie, Keeper. I have really enjoyed what Osgood Perkins has brought to the table thus far with like The Black Goat's Daughter, Long Legs, The Monkey I thought was alright. But essentially I've really liked a lot of what he's done in the last few years. So whenever I seen that Keeper was coming out, I got really excited and I was like, fuck, this looks like a crazy fucking film. This is going to be insane. I hope this carries just in the line of Long Legs, and The Monkey is just as crazy and wild and what the fuck's going on. And unfortunately for me, it did not hit all those criterias. One of the biggest things that this movie fails to do is keep you interested. That's just being as blunt honest as I can. This movie does not do a very good job at making itself enjoyable up until the last like maybe 20 minutes of this film. Now I'll give credit where credit's due. This is his third movie in a year and a half. So that's fucking impressive. Strictly, that is very impressive. But this movie shows that he needs to just pump the brakes a little bit, slow the fuck down, and kind of keep pace maybe 2.5 years in between his movies rather than just pumping out movies like rabbits do children. I won't say that I hate this movie. I won't say that I dislike this movie. I won't discredit this movie. It's an okay film to put on if you want to kill an hour and a half of your day. Outside of that, I probably will not watch this again. The movie's center point kind of centers around this couple. They're going out to a cabin. Their names are Malcolm and Liz, and they're going out to this cabin in the woods that Malcolm owns to get away for a weekend. They've just started dating a few weeks ago, and they're going out to try and get to know each other. And if you've ever watched like a boring daytime talk show, like that's kind of what this movie is. Essentially, it's two people, a couple, that are doing boring conversations that really don't make any sense. Like, There's a scene where like he comes in and he says, "I gotta go to the office now," and she starts crying and she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll be all right. I'm just gonna stay here and I'll just hang out and stuff." And I'm like, why are we being boring in this movie that's essentially supposed to carry out like this 3 for 3 for Osgood Perkins in the last year and a half? For an hour and like 10-ish minutes, we're setting up lore. That's all we're doing in this hour and like 30-ish minute movie. So for an hour and 10 minutes of it, we're just establishing really what's going on. And it's built up by really boring character art. It's really boring conversations that don't make any sense whatsoever, that typically don't have any fucking thing to do with the plot at hand. So essentially this movie, it kind of basically is if you took two really boring rich people that are like snobby assholes that don't actually want to be in the same room as each other and put them in a cabin and told them to figure out the weekend. And of course along the way, because it is a horror movie, this over here in the corner of left field where it actually remembers that it's a fucking horror film, we get this backstory of these creatures and this folk tale, and that's good. Give me more of this. Not more of the boring hour and 10-minute conversations of two rich people that shouldn't be in this movie. So before I keep ranting on that, I'm going to stop, because I know that if I continue, I will rant for some odd minutes, and it's going to carry out this video for the longest time period. What I will give good praise on is that horror aspect that's over here that Osgood Perkins does such a fucking great job at. So his visuals and all the creatures and all that stuff, it just really catches you by surprise. Kind of like a Hereditary kind of thing where there's stuff looming in the background that you don't see, and you're always kind of checking your camera angles and the different parts of the room to see if something's going on. And, like that, he does a really good job with that kind of stuff. But the other half of this film it's just not there for me. Like, there were times whenever I was like just boom, blown away by the design and the visuals of these characters, and I really hit a point where I was like, man, these are some of the best looking like creation characters I've ever seen, and they look really cool, and I was like, man, he does such a good job with this aspect of it. But then the other side of this movie is like really just poo-poo. And there is a plot twist there in the film which is highly predictable, which I'm not going to give away, but you will if you watch horror and you're into horror, which obviously you are if you're on this channel, but if you're into horror and you watch a lot of horror movies, you're going to predict this twist within the first, like, 15 minutes of this film. So yeah, I think Osgood Perkins needs to slow the fuck down. I think he is a fantastic director. I think he has a brilliant mind for horror and essentially, you know, like dramas and stuff like that. I think he does a really good job. I think he's a modern horror maker. I think he just needs to slow down, pump the brakes, give yourself a chance to build up something really good, and then come back around and, you know, give us something that's actually worth watching, to go pay for, to see, to buy. This one's gonna get a 2.5 from me out of 5. I didn't necessarily enjoy it. I probably won't watch it again, not unless I want to check out the really crazy creature designs again. But other than that, it's just very mid for me. But that'll do it for this one for me, guys. I appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Check under your fucking beds. And stay safe out there, everybody.